Hi, I'm Fran Mentch. I live at 1413 Lynn Park Drive, and I'm the president of Severance Neighborhood Organization. In March, Severance Neighborhood Organization had a meeting with the help of the Community Relations Department. We had a meeting about crime, and subsequent to that, there were two meetings in the Oxford neighborhood. Those neighbors were also concerned about issues of crime. Among the issues that did come up that were concerning to people, some of it had to do with problems with some of our young people. And at the meeting that Severance Neighborhood Organization held, we had a faculty person, Jim Chris, from Cleveland State University, Department of Sociology, and we also had present in the audience the Chief of Police of the CMHA, Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority. Chief Gonzalez was there. And when we talked about the issue with the youth. In fact, one of my neighbors has a son who goes to Monticello, and she, at this meeting, said she was concerned about what was going on there because he was coming home and talking about gangs and gang-like activity. So when she brought this up at the meeting that Severance Neighborhood Organization had with the city, Chief Gonzalez and Dr. Chris mentioned this program called GREAT, G-R-E-A-T. And GREAT is a program that's sponsored by the federal government. It started about 17 years ago. It has had a series of evaluations. One of them very rigorous. It was a longitudinal evaluation. I have copies for some of you for you to review that document from the federal government. But GREAT describes itself on their website, says that the GREAT program is a school-based, law enforcement officer-instructed classroom curriculum with prevention as its primary objective. Prevention. The program is intended as an immunization against delinquency, youth violence, and gang membership. Now, as I continue to talk about my concern, I'd like you to think of what would be a more appropriate activity for a police officer than to be involved with prevention against delinquency, youth violence, and gang membership. So we talked about this program, the GREAT program, and Chief Gonzalez offered to partner that night with Cleveland Heights Police. Councilman Tumio was there. He said that there would be no cost to the city other than the release time for the training that I think he's authorized as a trainer. So he offered to partner with the city on that. Again, there's no cost. And then I subsequently spoke to members of the school board, the administration office, and they said that they, in fact, had attempted to partner with the Cleveland Heights Police Department, that they, in their grant, received monies that would pay for the Cleveland Heights police officer to go for the training and whatever expenses involved in the transportation. So it was going to cost nothing, again, but the release time. And apparently, our police department has dropped the ball. They have not gotten back. We have not partnered. Or I shouldn't say the police department because that's really not fair. I've worked in a lot of departments. The chief of police, apparently, is not showing the leadership that we would hope that he would at this point in time, because there may be officers who are very willing to do this. So it's the chief who didn't follow through. I'm really encouraging, as a member of this community, as a president of this organization, that we take advantage of this program. As I say, it is old, it is established, it has been researched. I also have to express that I am uneasy at the idea that the chief of police is not willing to partner with the public school district. I'm very uneasy about that. I can't think of a better definition of a neighborhood than a place where you feel that you are welcomed and cared about by your organizations and by your community. I feel in some ways that this disinterest actually places our community at risk, because it's certainly not serving the youth that are at risk and their families and their neighborhood, which is all of us in the community. You can help. If you can prevent at all a problem, those of you in human services know that an ounce of prevention is worth about, what, 2, 3, 4 tons of cure? So I am very concerned that we have not followed up on this, and I thank you in advance for your taking this concern forward. As I said, there's two organizations that have attempted to work with the chief, and as I say, it seems that there's an appearance of disinterest. So
All right, thank you
I
very
have a copy for everybody.
All righty, thank you very much. Mr. Downey, who also serves as our safety director, would like to update us.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Yes, I'd like to take a minute and respond, if you will. As you know, this evening's meeting will be on television shortly, as we turn around our cable show very quickly. It'll be on tonight. And I wouldn't want to let for a moment our friends and our residents in the Oxford area, around Oxford School, around Monticello Junior High, think that the police do not take their job seriously. We have been in contact with the school superintendent, with their chief of security, and their principal, the principal at Monticello Junior High. And the school superintendent tells me that the principal, for example, at Monticello Junior High, knows of no gang activity at all, knows of nothing going on in or around the school. In addition, their chief of security, Brian Loretz, is in constant contact with our police department and reports the same thing. They have no credible evidence from anyone saying that there's any kind of gang activity going on. Our police department, the Cleveland Heights Police Department, has looked into this as well, and we don't find any gang activity going on in and around that neighborhood. We've gone so far as to contact our police contacts who live in the neighborhood, folks who live in and around Oxford, Noble, and those schools, and they don't report any gang-like activity. However, if there is anyone who knows anything about this, please, by all means, give us a call. But we've been reaching out to the neighborhood, to the school, to everyone involved to see if they know of any activity of this type. But if someone would, we would please ask you to call Captain Mike Cannon, and his number is 291-3845. He's aware of this issue, and he knows I've talked with the school superintendent. He's talked with the principal and so on. If there is anyone who knows anything, we'd love to hear from them. I talk to the superintendent, as I do on a regular basis, and specifically asked about the question, what was the school board providing or not in terms of this training? And she was very, very clear with me. She was very clear with me. They do not have money for the training of Cleveland Heights police officers. They're working their hardest to make sure that they can afford Officer Loretz the training, but they do not have money for us as well. And she actually shared with me a memorandum that she wrote to the school board talking about how pleased she is with the continued cooperation between Security Chief Loretz and our police department. Couldn't say enough nice things about the sharing of information between the two entities. So I'm a little surprised at the notion that we would consider not showing leadership in this area and or not participating with other local public agencies here. Our chief of police, Captain Cannon as well, talk regularly with the schools and with the school security people in order to keep that kind of understanding and line of communication open.